Hello, my radiant soul. This is Luna, and today, on June 18th, 2025, I invite you to sit with me for a moment. Step away from the noise, step away from the rush, and simply breathe. The energy surrounding Leo hearts today is a quiet yet powerful invitation. It is not a time to force, control, or prove. It is a time to release, a time to trust, because when you stop wrestling with the current, life can finally flow to you, not as an obligation, but as a gift. Whatever you've been trying to manage, the outcome, the timing, the answers, may be holding you back more than guiding you. And today, the universe whispers, let go. What is meant for you already knows how to find you. Inside of you, Leo, there is a shift unfolding. One part of you longs to break free, to expand, to live wide open with a fearless heart. And right beside it, there is the quiet fear. What if I'm not ready? What if it all falls apart? What if no one walks this path with me? This inner tension, this invisible tug of war is not weakness. It is the unmistakable sign that deep transformation is taking place. You're not lost. You're becoming. Today's journey does not require answers. It asks for listening to your body, to your intuition, to the quiet pleading of your soul that may have been whispering for weeks, let me be. The old beliefs you carry about worth, success, love are ready to be released, not in chaos, not in urgency, but in presence, in the courage to let the new enter without asking permission from the past. And so, my beloved Leo, we begin, not just by reading the cards, but by reading what's already written inside of you. And now, Leo, let's speak of wealth, not just the kind that fills your bank account, but the kind that begins within. Today's energy marks a shift not only in how money moves around you, but in how you relate to it. The cards reveal a transformation in your financial mindset, a letting go of fear-based control, of scarcity loops passed down through generations, of the belief that abundance only comes through struggle. The universe is inviting you into a new relationship with prosperity, one built not on anxiety, but on trust, not on constant effort, but on conscious alignment. You may receive unexpected news today, perhaps a payment long overdue, an opportunity that returns just as you had given up hope, or a gentle reminder that what's meant for you is never truly lost. And if nothing arrives in the physical world yet, do not despair. Often, the most sacred changes begin in the unseen. What matters is that your energy is shifting from doubt to receptivity, from control to openness. There is divine timing at work here, Leo, and divine timing rarely aligns with human impatience. What you've been waiting for may be delayed, not as a punishment, but as a protection, because what's meant for you is still being shaped in the invisible, crafted with care by hands you cannot see. Your job is not to rush the outcome, but to prepare the soil, to align your vibration with abundance, even before the harvest arrives. Listen closely to your intuition today. That quiet nudge to follow up on an idea, to say yes to a project, to decline what no longer feels right. These are not coincidences. They are breadcrumbs on your path to greater prosperity. And remember, your nervous system is part of the equation. When you feel calm, centered, and grounded, money flows to you with ease. When you are anxious and gripping tightly, it tends to stall. So breathe, regulate, and return to trust. Your financial breakthrough may not come in a flash of lightning, but it is building, quietly, surely, and as you honor the timing of your soul, you'll find that the world around you begins to respond in kind. And as we turn to the realm of work, Leo, the air begins to shift once more. Something is stirring beneath the surface, perhaps subtle at first, like a crack in old stone, but it carries the weight of transformation. This is not about minor changes or temporary frustrations. The cards speak of deep professional realignment. Something within you is no longer willing to settle. Something within you knows it is time. A wave of disruption may be approaching. Your career sphere, not to break you, but to break open what has been constricting your fire. You may sense it as a restlessness, a sudden disinterest in what once felt stable, or an invitation to step into a new position of power. This energy does not necessarily mean quitting your job overnight, but it does mean awakening. If you've been clinging to a role that no longer inspires you, the universe may bring a nudge or a push to reevaluate. There is strong guidance now pointing toward leadership, creative independence, or spiritually aligned work. Have you been longing to teach, to guide, to write, to create from your inner truth? This is the moment when those inner whispers grow louder, demanding action. And yet, this leap will require discernment. Your energy is sacred, Leo. Not every opportunity deserves your fire. Not every collaboration is worthy of your light. So today, the message is clear. Establish boundaries. If your workplace has become draining, if expectations have become unsustainable, if you are constantly giving and rarely receiving, something must shift. Your brilliance is not infinite when poured into spaces that do not nourish you. And burnout is not a badge of honor. It is a signal that your soul is tired of shouting over your silence. This may also be a time when someone in a position of influence sees your potential before you even recognize it yourself. A mentor, a superior, a client. They may be quietly watching, impressed, waiting for the right moment to invite you forward. If such an invitation comes, trust your instincts. If it doesn't, know that the universe will create doors where none seem to exist, especially when your heart is aligned with purpose. Leo, your work is not just about what you do. It is about who you become through what you do. And right now, you are being called to become more than efficient. You are being called to become whole. Step forward with clarity. Protect your energy like royalty. And know this: when you choose alignment over obligation, your path begins to light up from within. And now, beloved Leo, let us turn inward toward the temple of your body, where every ache and flutter is a message waiting to be honored. Your health today is not a separate chapter from your soul's story. It is the very ground upon which all else is built. And the message is gentle but firm. It's time to release what you've been holding. Stress, unspoken grief, emotional fatigue. These do not vanish by ignoring them. They lodge in your muscles, your breath, your sleep. They whisper through your skin and tighten in your chest. You may have grown so accustomed to carrying the weight that you've forgotten it's there at all. But today your body is asking for liberation, not through force, but through tenderness. The cards point toward healing through movement and mindfulness. Not productivity for its own sake, but sacred rituals of reconnection. Take a walk without your phone. Stretch in the quiet morning light. Let your breath guide your pace. Nature especially is calling to you now. Because the earth has a way of absorbing what we can no longer hold. Stand in the sun. Touch the bark of a tree. Let your bare feet remember the ground. You are not separate from the world. You are made of it. If you've been avoiding rest, postponing sleep, pushing through exhaustion with caffeine or sheer willpower, this is your cosmic intervention. Your body is not a machine. It is your most faithful ally, your compass, your sanctuary, and it needs your care, not when you collapse, but before. Rest is not laziness, Leo. It is sacred preparation. It is where you rebuild your light. Hydration, nutrition, sleep. These are your medicines now. But so is joy. So is stillness. So is laughter, music, and silence. Listen for what your system truly craves. You may be surprised to find it's not more doing, but more being. In this stillness, you will hear the whispers of your soul saying, "I am here. I've always been here. Let's come back to life together." And now, Leo, we step gently into the heart of your relationships, the sacred space of family, history, and emotional inheritance. This realm is not always easy to navigate, especially for someone like you, whose love burns bright, but whose wounds often go unspoken. Yet today, the universe opens a quiet door, the door of reconciliation, release, and repair. You may find that old misunderstandings, words left unsaid, gestures misinterpreted, emotional absences long buried, are rising to the surface, not to reopen old wounds, but to finally allow them to close with truth and grace. Perhaps someone from your family, someone whose silence has weighed on you, will reach out. It might come as a message, a phone call, a song, or a memory that suddenly feels alive again. These aren't coincidences, they are invitations. This is a moment to listen, not only with your ears, but with your heart. You don't need to fix everything. You don't need to have the perfect response. What matters now is your willingness to hold space for them, for yourself, for what has been waiting to be acknowledged for far too long. Healing doesn't always begin with grand gestures. Sometimes it begins with the simple choice to stay present, to not turn away. At the same time, this day calls you to look deeper, beyond the people, into the patterns. What emotional legacies are you carrying that were never truly yours? What fears, roles, or expectations have been passed down through generations, silently shaping the way you love, trust, or pull away? You are being invited to observe, not with blame, but with clarity. You get to decide what continues through you and what ends with you. If you are a parent or a caregiver, your presence today holds transformative power. Someone close to you, perhaps a child or a loved one, may not need answers, but they need you. Your open heart, your non-judgmental attention, your ability to simply say, "I see you, I'm here." That moment of true presence can shift the energy of an entire lineage. And if you've ever felt alone within your own family, if the blood ties never quite mirrored the soul bonds you longed for, remember this: family is not just blood. Family is resonance. Family is who makes your heart feel safe. A soul connection, even with someone unexpected, may feel more familial now than biology ever did. So be open, be gentle, and most of all, be free. You don't have to carry it all anymore. You get to choose what love means to you now, and who gets to walk beside you in this next chapter of becoming. Leo, let us speak of harmony, of the energetic dance you share with those around you, and how today's frequency may draw certain souls closer while creating distance with others. You are vibrating at a radiant frequency now, one that calls forth both connection and clarity. Fire signs like Aries and Sagittarius feel particularly aligned with you at this moment. They understand your pace, your hunger for movement, your passion for bold dreams. These are the allies who won't ask you to dim your light. They'll match it. With them, conversations flow easily, visions expand, and momentum build. If you're working on a project or navigating emotional decisions, their presence could be the spark that fans your flame into something unstoppable. Likewise, air signs like Libra and Gemini offer something equally precious: balance and perspective. They don't just match your passion, they temper it with insight. Libra may remind you to slow down, to seek beauty and justice in your actions. Gemini might bring ideas that lift your mind out of loops and into possibility. With them, you feel intellectually stimulated and emotionally understood, a rare and grounding combination. Then there are the deeper currents: Scorpio, Capricorn, Cancer. These signs may not always speak your fiery language on the surface, but they meet you in the places that matter. Scorpio stirs your soul and reveals your hidden desires. Capricorn challenges your vision with structure and substance. Cancer softens you with emotional wisdom, reminding you that strength and vulnerability are not opposites, they are sacred twins. If these souls show up today, pay attention. They may be here to teach, heal, or mirror a version of you that's just now awakening. Still, not every encounter will feel smooth. Virgo's analytical nature may feel cold or overly critical today, especially if you're seeking emotional resonance. And Aquarius, while visionary, may feel distant, too detached to meet you in the heart space where you currently reside. This isn't rejection, it's just energetic misalignment. There's no need for conflict, only for awareness. Honor where you feel seen and release what no longer resonates. To help you ground all of this, let color become your quiet guide. Today, royal blue is your sacred ally. It strengthens the throat chakra, your center of truth, clarity, and confident expression. Whether you wear it, visualize it, or simply keep it nearby, let its vibration remind you of who you are, calm but commanding, wise but unafraid to roar. This hue carries peace, power, and presence. It will help you speak clearly, hold your center, and radiate the kind of leadership that heals rather than dominates. So, surround yourself with what feels true: people, colors, spaces, and words. Your energy is precious, Leo. Share it with those who recognize its brilliance, not as a threat, but as a blessing. And so, my beloved Leo, as we close today's sacred reading, I invite you to place your hand over your heart. Yes, right there, and feel the quiet pulse that has carried you through every storm, every triumph, every silent transformation you thought no one noticed. I noticed. The stars noticed. And most importantly, you are beginning to notice yourself again. This is not the end of a story. It is the soft beginning of a new chapter, one where you no longer chase your worth, but embody it. One where you don't have to scream to be heard, because your energy speaks volumes. One where you lead not from fear of being forgotten, but from the sacred knowing that your light was never meant to be hidden. I don't know what tomorrow holds for you, but I know who you're becoming, and that is far more powerful. So rest when you need to, rise when you're ready, and return to yourself as often as necessary. You are not behind. You are right on divine time. Thank you for sharing this moment with me. If today's message touched you, I would love to hear from you in the comments. Until we meet again, breathe deeply, shine softly, and remember, you are already everything the universe dreamed you would become. I'll see you soon.